Hi, I'm Trevor Wright, and I've been around for a few years now, and like all of us, I've collected a lot of different stories and anecdotes of usually humorous things that have happened to us. Very often we try and forget about them, but for some reason I seem to retain all these useless bits of information. And I sat down a little while ago and put them all into book form to amuse people. And I hope you get some pleasure out of them too. So I thought I'd give you an idea, give you a taste if you like, of what the book's about. This is one very short story about a local young woman I know, and she very kindly has allowed us to use her name, so she actually exists and it actually happened, but it's her sense of humour. And this one's entitled Black Humour Laced with Arsenic. Every Tuesday for the last 4 years I've been the willing chauffeur for a local 30-something-year-old woman named Deborah, who doesn't actually drive. As the local shop is too expensive to stock the food cupboard, especially as she's on a limited income, we troop off to Carlisle, some 30 miles distance. Usually in the city centre we split for a couple of hours to do our respective shopping and then meet up later for a bite to eat before returning home. Now, all very domestic you would think and fairly mundane. However, and it is a big however, Deborah possesses a lethal sense of humour. And the problem is you never know when it's going to strike. Take, for example, the time, having just parked outside an extremely busy supermarket in the city, she leapt from the passenger seat, raced round to the driver's door, banged on the window and exclaimed in the loudest possible voice, "Now will you be all right? I won't be long. Now don't go wetting yourself again like you did last week." I slunk down into my seat in utter terror as heads in the car park turned to my direction. Deborah merely smiled sweetly through the window, waved and skipped off towards the trolleys. Another classic example of this acid humour manifests itself in the main precinct of the city. Maximum numbers, so maximum effect. "Now tell me, Trevor," Deborah said without any warning, "have you come to terms with those gay issues you're experiencing?" Sadly, my brain does not react swiftly enough to come up with a suitable retort. On a separate occasion, again in Carlisle, we were shoulder to shoulder studying some boots through a shop window, once more being jostled by a busy shopping fraternity when Deborah struck again. "I'm sorry, but I'm not prepared to have sex with you until the scabs have healed up." Where do you go? What do you do? I just muttered a jovial bitch in her direction and suggested we had lunch, just in order to move away from the inquisitive stares of the onlookers. The population of Carlisle now think I am an incontinent, straight guy with gay tendencies who apparently has an unhealthy dose of something not very nice. Usually after such a shopping expedition I have to have a little lie down and recoup my senses. Mind you, her humour is not just confined to these shopping excursions. Some while ago, she worked as a waitress in a busy tea room on the edge of Alston here in Cumbria. As I was well acquainted with the proprietors, I would from time to time visit and take afternoon tea. The tea room is a converted stable barn, so as you enter the front door there is a choice of sitting either to the left or right in what were the stables, with a centre gangway leading to the counter at the far end of the shop. It was a bank holiday and as in consequence extremely busy with tourists. I opened the large wooden door and proceeded to enter. Immediately inside I was confronted by Deborah striding towards me, armed with a tray stacked with teas and cakes. Without any hesitation, she went into a headlong verbal assault. "Now, if you're going to come in here, you sit down and behave and don't do the things you did last time." The entire shop went silent as alarmed faces turned in my direction of this most dangerous person who had just entered. My position had become totally untenable. No way could I remain at any of the tables. I slunk to the relative safety of the counter end of the shop to seek my friends. Every time Deborah passed by on her way to the kitchen, she asked with a sweet smile, "Like a cup of tea, Trevor?" "Bitch,"